Hi everyone. Because of the eclipse that's supposed to be tomorrow, I want to go over this piece of Talmud, which you see here. We'll start over here. The Mishnah talks before that if somebody is in the sukkah and it starts raining, example like a servant that his boss, he brings his boss a cup of water and the boss throws it back in his face. The Talmud asks, who poured to who? Did the boss pour on the servant, or did the servant pour on the boss? Tushma. Let's see. Tanya, because we learned we learned that the boss poured on his face and told him, I don't want your service. So from here we see that it's the boss that pours on the servant. Did the rabbis learn? When the sun gets hit from an eclipse, it's a bad sign for the world. It's like a king, a human king, that made a meal for his people. And he put lights for them. And then he got mad and told his slaves, take away the lights and let him sit in the dark. Tanya, we learned. Ramai says, every time any of those stars are hit with an eclipse, this is a bad sign for the enemies of the Jews, which it's a bad sign for the Jews because we just don't want to curse ourselves. That's why we say on our enemies. Because where the Jews are used to bad stuff happening to them. Like a teacher that came into class, and he has his whip in his hand. Who is worried? The kid who is used to get slapped every day. Same. He's the one that's worried because he will probably be the one that gets slapped. The same, the Jews usually get the end of the stick, therefore they should be the most worried. When the sun gets an eclipse, it's a bad sign for the ones who worship to the sun. When the moon gets hit, is bad for the enemies of the Jews. It means the Jews because we just don't want to curse ourselves. Because the Jews are counting the year to the moon, the days of the year we count through the moon. Like we have in a month either 29 or 30 days. Well, most world has 29 to 30 or 31 days in a month. When the sun gets hit in east, is a bad sign for the ones who are in east. Is a bad sign for the ones who live in west. When the sun gets hit while it's in the middle of the sky, is a bad sign. Is a bad sign for the whole world. When it looks like reddish, when the sun looks like super red, is a sign that there will be war. If it looks like Rashi explains down here, Lasak means something made out of goat hair, and it's like it looks blackish. Sakchitza Rov Bon Loilam means the hunger comes to the world. The Ziv, if it looks like both, Cherev B'chitzerov Bon Loilam. Both war and hunger will come to the world. Look at B'chnesusai, if it's hit when the sunset, Perunis Sharlovoi, the bad stuff waits to come. Tsusai, if it's hit when it in sunrise, Amhereslovoi is it hurries to come. Yes, and there's some that say Chiluf Devurim changes too, that if it's sunrise, then it takes longer to come, and when it's if it's close to sunset, it comes faster. And Rashi explains here what's the reasoning behind that. Because since there's no longer time for the sun to stay in the sky, therefore it's because you look at it the opposite way, because there's so few time for the sun to stay. Same when when the sun gets hit at sunset, therefore the best happens quickly, while when it happens at sunrise, there's still a lot of time for the sun to still go down, and the bad stuff happens when the sun goes down. So there's no nation that gets hit and their gods don't get hit with them. Because it says in the Pusik, with all the gods of Egypt, I will judge them. When Jews do as God wants, they don't have to be scared from all that. Because it says the Pusik, Hashem, that's what God says, Al derech hagoyim al talamdi, and from the ways of the goyim don't learn. From the signs of the sky, don't be afraid. Because other nations will be afraid of those. Because the other nations will be afraid of those. Tells us the Gemara of the ones who worship those planets, they will be afraid. And the Jews don't have to be afraid. Because of four things, the sun gets hit. On a head of court that died and wasn't made the proper eulogy, like the law. And a girl that's engaged that screamed in the city and nobody helped her. That's referring to the R thing. Somebody got R'd and nobody helped her. And on people that do gay stuff. I mean, not like Loki gay, I mean for real gay stuff. But the gay people doing bad. And two brothers that were killed at once. I'm not clearly sure why that would be a reason, but let me see if they explain it over here. Why would two brothers being killed at once be different than just one person being killed? Yeah, he says he doesn't know why. Seems like it doesn't say over here why that's so specifically different, like two brothers at once. Yeah, I don't know. And because of four things, the other planets get hit because of the ones who fake contracts. And witnesses that lie. And people who keep animals, certain animals in Israel, because they let their animals eat from other people's property. And ones who cut off trees that are still good. And that's it for, it probably goes to the next page. Let me see. And because we only have two reasons. Whatever, keeps going on, but we're no longer talking about the eclipse. So I will stop it over there. Have a good night.